Okay, so this is quite restricted. Is there pain there on that motion? Okay. Boom. Boom. So what we have to decide is how much is fascial, how much is capsule, how much is the relationship of so one of the things I can feel straight away is I can't find the seam for the septum at all. So you have to understand there's a line between the bicep and the tricep that should easily allow you to get in. The second thing is then where the deltoid tuberosity comes down slightly lateral, there's no seam between bicep brachialis and tricep, especially the medial head here. You can't feel that. So both septums are locked. When I go in to look at range, if we just look at a muscle test, that should be dropped way below table height. So the medial humeral rotators are locked. Let's check this side in relation. A little better, but not happy. So he's quite contracted. When we palpate the front line, we have no lateral movement here. And I'm basically saying to you, and also remember the lat is part of this front line. So if the pelvis is too tight, this motion won't turn. So based on this assessment alone for muscle and fascia, I'm going to turn him on his side for a second.
Sideways.
Sideline, go that way. Yep. Release the thoracolumbar fascia first, and then we'll check what's going on with the shoulder. The actual anatomical hookup makes sense to do this area because that's what's holding. He also, his gluteal fascia is tight. That's going to hold, remember, this motion as well. So lateral line movement, he's not getting much of. So I'm going to go back to one of the fundamental lines I need to clear, start changing. Let's get this under here. I'm going to check this relationship, that also on the line, and the capsule. He's holding everything. The capsule, virtually, that's as much movement as I get. Is there pain on any of that? Yeah. So the ligaments, there's possible damage to ligament and or capsule. Not necessarily damage. Could be just a symptom of all that, but it's been out of position for so long. So, like we did the other day, I may just open it up with a grasp on this side and just sort of wait. Start to get that to move just a little bit. Pick up the roll on him. See, his neck is tight. So really what we have finally for the first time is he's wincing on that. A lot of sensitivity in that area. So I made you the light. The palm is going to be the one that's doing most of the work. The fingers are just anchoring. And I'm just going to open that up ever so slightly. Sure enough, just to get some movement. So it's just a grasp. That grasp sets up what I teach in the brachial plexus for neural work when I go nerve. Well, already you can see that helped. So that's the addition that I hadn't had on the line, which was the neck work. And I held back till today to show that to you because I wanted to be sure when you do it, you're not going nuts on it. And just so you know, that this is a stronger version of this. Unless, if there's no pain, then of course I can go stronger. And see, already he's not wincing now. So now, logically, as you clear the first level of tension, boom, and you can apply a stronger application. So we get that to change. Now, based on that, I'll go back again and check the capsule. And yes, okay, the capsule was under stress. Now there's more movement and he's not wincing. So that's pretty good. I could just open, the lumbar spine up a bit if I wanted. I'm going to check the thoracolumbar fascia. And because he's a big boy, the first time I'm going to use a broad forearm, which is still thinking fascial. And I'll put then a shift and another vector on it. That's an L shape I just did, and it feels good. It feels like it's a deep tissue, but it's lighter than normal deep tissue, but he feels like it's, because he's strong, I need a stronger, broader application now. And now, there it goes. I just wait for it. And as it glides and slides, there's the movement. That's the muscle actually finally coming into play. I come off, and his shoulder just falls. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. On a person this way, see, I'm not, all I'm doing is showing you easier. Now, see, I'm not doing quite as ITB, that's still fascia, but now, this is when, you know, again, if we had more time with a 7-day class or something, we'd be moving into the muscle fascial dynamic, because you've been trained enough now to know there's a difference. Whereas if we didn't, you wouldn't have known that. And there, he likes that as well. And now I got this one, and it does, okay, or what I can do, my shift pattern, couldn't I? Together up, together down, together or apart. You see, the principles are there all the time. There, he likes that one. That's up and that's down. And now I could put a torsion on it as well. So I'm stacking. Oh, and I could roll him into ease. There it is, got it. Here comes release quickly. When you get your variables right, it doesn't take long. It takes long because you aren't aware of the variables you have to apply. You keep trying to do one or two things all the time on all these different muscles. Moment you start picking up the variables, there, and now he's getting a strong nervous system response. You can see his eyes glazing up almost immediately. That is the phenomenon from the release. Now I go check this. Now I have done no capsule work. I've done above the capsule, and I've done the pelvis. Stand up. We're going to continue.